Okay, so here are your 2 extra credit questions. All right, so here's our first one. We want to know how many, each can of paint covers 100 square feet. So the first thing we want to do is find the area of the house that's going to be painted. So again, just this side. So we see this cut from the side view. So what I'm going to do is I am going to create, right, 2 shapes, right, triangle and a rectangle. So the reason why I'm going to do that is so that way I can see what the area is. So this is 8. I know that this is going to be 8. So I just need to figure that out, and then I need to figure this one out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to figure out what this lovely angle is. So in my calculator, I'm just going to say 126, and I'm going to minus 90. The reason I'm going to minus 90 is because if these are right angles, this will also be a right angle. So that means that this angle up here is going to be 36 degrees. So 36 degrees. Okay, so I'm just going to build this out a little bit clearer so we can see it. So 36 and 9. So I need to figure out what this length is and what this length is. So again, I'm just going to call that x and call that y. It doesn't matter which one I find first. I will find x first on this one. So I'm going to say that the sine of 36 degrees is opposite over hypotenuse. So 9 times 36. And again, plug it into my calculator. Sine 36. And it's about 5.29. So 5. Oops. Erase that. So 5.29 meters, technically for x. And then I need to find my y value. So again, there's 2 things I can do. I can use the Pythagorean theorem, or I can use another trig function, either one. I'm going to use trig. So I'm going to use my cosine of 36 is equal to y over 9. So 9 times the cosine of 36 will equal my y. So 9 cosine of 36. So 7.28. So 7.28. So if I know that this is 7.28, I know that this is also 7.28. All right, so again, I still need to find my area. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call this area 1 and area 2. So for area number 1, I'm going to multiply 8 by my 728. So 8 times 7.28. So the first area is 58.24. My second area is a triangle, so I'm going to say 1/2 times my base, so 7.28, times my height, which is 5.29. So 0.5, and then times 7.28, and then times 5.29, which again gives you about 19.26. I'm going to round, so 19.26. So if I add the 2 areas together, so 19.26 plus 58.24, right, gives me about 77.5 square meters. So 77.5 meters squared. So that is my answer for A. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to figure out how many cans of paint to do. So the first thing I need to do is change my square meters into feet. So I know that 1 meter, right, is 10.764 feet. What do I know? I know that I have 77.5 meters, right? And then I have my, squared feet, square meters here. And I need to know how many feet I have, so x. Again, cross multiply. So in reality, I just need to multiply 10.764 by 77.5. So I'm going to multiply that by 10.764. So 834.21. So 834.21. So again, that's in feet squared. So now what I want to do is I can divide 150 by this number, and that will tell me how many cans of paint I have to buy. So divide 150. So I get 5.56 5.56. I can't buy half of a can. So that means that I'm going to say that there are 6 cans, right? So so we want to round up on that one. All right, here is our final question, and this one is a challenge, right? It is a little difficult to get, and there is a very specific degree we want. Okay, so it's a little bit of time. So we want to use some of the information that we used before. So 1155, Emily has climbed even higher. So again, I'm going to draw a triangle. All right, here's my right triangle. The rope now makes a 6-degree angle with the cliff wall. So again, here's that cliff wall. So we're going to put a little 6 degrees right there. And so we want to, if David is 18 feet away, so again, let's pretend that this guy is David. Bam. So put a little D for David. So 18 feet away. Okay. At what angle should Nathan be looking up? So again, here's Nathan. Okay. So Nathan's eyes are here. So Nathan wants to know what is his angle. So Emily's at the top here, or Emily's at the top here. Okay, and we now know 85. So what we want to do is we want to figure out how high she is according to David's information. Okay, so I'm going to put a little X right there. Okay, and I'm going to use my tangent. So this become the tangent of 6 degrees is equal to opposite over adjacent. So if I multiply and then divide, this will be 18 over the tan of 6. So what is 18 divided by tan of 6? We get 171.2, and let's round to 6. So 171.26 feet. All right. So we also have to recall about David, right, is that if we remember from the first thing, we're still assuming that if he's attached to the rope, it's still 3 feet off the ground, right? So technically this would be plus 3, right? So 174.26 feet. Okay. So what do we remember about Nathan is that Nathan is 6 feet off the ground. Okay. So if he is 3 feet off the ground, right? We don't actually want to go all the way to the ground. Okay. So if I take a look at where David is, so David's height would be like right about here. I've got to go up 3 more feet. So instead of adding 3, what we actually want to do is we want to subtract by 3 feet. Okay, because David's height plus this 3 feet will get us to where Nathan's eyes are actually going to be. So in reality, this value is going to be 168.26. Okay, so when we focus on this, okay, now I can use my tangent. So tangent of theta is equal to 168.26 divided by 185. Inverse of tangent of this information. So inverse second 168.26 divided by 185. Right, and we're going to get 42.286. So again, we can round it to 42.29 degrees, or we can say 42.3 degrees, right? Either one, depending on how many degrees that you are going to be. So we do have to take into account the 3 feet from David or the 6 feet from Nathan. If you didn't, you got close to 42.29, but the decimals was off just a little bit. And that's it.